What's up, y'all? It's Sammy D here. This is Kart Life. Lots to talk about today. Thanks so much for joining. All things Mario Kart Tour here on Kart Life. And we've got a new tour to address. The Trick Tour announced this past weekend. It's been a few days. I have not checked in about it, given my thoughts. Looks like a little bit of another filler tour. More on that later in this video and why I'm not going to be complaining about it. I do think all the trick courses together, I will see how many there are. I know there's a few tracks that still haven't had an RT course come out. It'd be cool to have all of them in the mix. It's going to be pretty, trick courses are really fun to race on, so also very high scoring. So I imagine a very high scoring tour overall. I came very close to 60,000 on the current ranked cup, where I'm still sitting in number one as it rolls over tonight. Someone's about 300 points behind, a little scared about that, but just on the cusp of 60. And I think this tour will be the first 60,000 ranked for a lot of tier 40 players that have been playing since day one. I hope so, at least. So it should be fun. I think the ranked cup will be fun. And in the Trick Tour preview, it's showing Mario Circuit RT and Bowser's Castle 2 RT. So we know those might play into ranked. We can assume they're going to play into ranked. You'll find out soon enough tonight precisely when I'll do a new video posted in the morning of a new tour reaction to the Trick Tour. So there was this Japanese Twitter account tweet this weekend also that talked about a rumored new character coming with this tour. I got excited. I'm thinking about Kamek, my number one character on my wish list, as you know from the video, if you haven't seen it right here. Kamek's literally always flying around, doing his magic and transforming everything into a weird version of whatever it is. I thought Kamek would be the best new character they could add, but I let myself go down that very dark road of actually getting my hopes up for a few days. It might actually be Kamek. There's like a slight chance. Turns out last night they did something they've never done before, and on the Twitter accounts they dropped not just the new characters but hints at the spotlights a day before the tour even started. Not even a silhouette. They just told us what it's going to be, and it is this guy, my man, Maker Mario Builder as they're calling him. I'm always going to be calling him Maker Mario. It just sounds cooler. I love Mario Maker, the games. I feel like when the original one came out for Wii U, not a lot of people I knew had the Wii U compared to the amount of people who have a Switch now, and Mario Maker was pretty underappreciated. There's a new one, Mario Maker 2, on the Switch. They're doing a big update, and so they are tying that into this tour. They announced last night that Mario Builder will be one of the spotlights, and we got a Blue Toad Builder with his own helmet on. So we have reskins of Mario and Toad. Now, automatically I'm thinking, am I going to pull for these? As y'all know, I'm sitting on some rubies, and what I told all of y'all here in these past several videos is that if I get to 500 subscribers before the end of this tour, I will do a deep pull on this 50 item pipe. I was excited about the time, this gold pipe with Bus Driver Waluigi and Part Town Pauline. It was kind of tempting with these other high ends. The more I thought about it and the more I realized I might not hit 500 by tonight, I kind of was relieved. I really actually would love to leave this pipe in the rearview mirror. Yep, completely bypass it. I've got Pink Old Peach already. I really would love another Pink Old Peach, but I don't think it's worth it. I definitely don't need it for ranked right now. The only reason I would need it for ranked is if I was behind, and I was hoping to get duplicates of things I had maxed out to 6 so I could get coins. That's literally the only reason, because I'm almost down to no coin. But I do have about 7-10 pulls saved up, and then I did some calculation of if I get 40 rubies next week for ranked, 40 rubies tonight for ranked, and the week after for the week 2 of the Trick Tour, I would have enough for 9-10 pulls. So if I want Maker Mario, and I very much do want Maker Mario, I just love him. He was in my top 10 Mario reskin ideas when I did that for Mario Day. You can see that right here along with some pulls I did that night. I love him. I don't know, maybe it's just the yellow and red. I love the color scheme, but I'm just all in for Maker Mario, so I do want to pull for him. Now, the question is it going to be a 100 item pipe or a 50 item pipe? I'm really hoping they do like they did in Mario Bros. Tour and in Hammer Bro Tour, where it's 2 50 item pipes. The other spotlight they showed is this Builder Toad and this minecart looking thing, and I guess Maker Mario's got his own construction vehicle. This reply on the Japanese Twitter, not an official account posting this image, but it does show the vehicles and these two gliders, the Star Chute making a return appearance as a spotlight, and this other safety glider. We don't know if it's totally confirmed. This might be fan art. I can't translate the Japanese fully, but I'm going to assume these are probably the leaked full spotlights. They did show the characters, and it makes sense that these other things would be kicking around too. So this is really weird. There's really no suspense tonight about what the spotlights are going to be as of right now, but I'm fine with it, and I'm psyched for Maker Mario. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save, and I'm going to do some pulls, because if it's a 100 item pipe, you know that the character I want might be all the way in the bottom of the pipe. And I always tell people, if you're going to try to go deep to get something you want, got to be prepared to go even deeper. Otherwise, you're in a situation where you're going to drop $20 on some rubies, and no one wants that. So I want to go deep in this pipe. I could get up to 9 10 pulls by the end of the trick tour if I want to go for him. Of course, that makes me think, okay, well, I could just do 8 or 7 and hope for the best with Mario, and that would allow me to do 1, maybe 10 pull tonight on the 50 item pipe that we got right now. And I am kind of interested. We'll see if I'm feeling saucy tonight. It would be kind of fun just to see what I get. Just do 1 10 pull, but definitely cut it off there because I do want to have a lot going into the trick tour. Let me know what your strategy is. Are you going to pull for Maker Mario? Or do you like the Builder Toad? It's a blue Toad, so we haven't seen him yet. It's another Toad reskin. We're getting quite a number of Toads. I do love Toad. He's my favorite driver from the original Mario Kart game right here, and Mario Kart 64 as well. If we can get a 50 item pipe for Toad as well, maybe I could do pulls for both and walk away with both. Now we'll see what their value is. We have no idea how many tracks they'll have, but we do know that the little hammer right here is probably going to be their item. They're shown with the hammer in this image. So if you don't have Hammer Bro yet, you'll get to experience the hammer, and thankfully they worked out that bug in the game so they can release these characters. So, and I hope you made it this far because I have more to say in this video that's really important. If I don't make it to 500 subscribers today and I don't do the pipes for you all, here's what I'm going to do instead. Some people have been asking for my friend code. I would love to fill up my friend roster with some of my subscribers here. Let's just get to it. What I think we'll do, I'm going to post my friend code right now, and I'm also going to put it at the end of every video going forward in the little closing screen. Give me a subscription below and I would love to add your friend code. What I will do, like a lot of other YouTubers do, is every week when the ranked results come in, I'll remove some of the bottom players that either aren't playing or scored the lowest, because I have to keep it fresh. And some of my actual friends are going to be on my friend list, and I'm going to keep them there really because I do want to see what my real friends in my hometown and across the country are getting for their scores. So add me if you want below, and look for my friend code at the end of this and every video going forward. When we get to 500 subs, I'll do something special. Maybe that's when I'll do my deep pipe pull for Maker Mario sometime this week. We'll see. But you know, this trick tour, I want to get real here and talk a little bit about something. Seems like another filler tour. It's no new courses. It's all kind of versions of stuff we've had. Just like the Yoshi tour was existing courses, it was another character tour. The third character tour we've had in a row after Mario Bros tour, Hammer Bro tour, Baby Rosalina tour, now Yoshi tour. And once again, we don't have a spring tour with new courses. We don't have a new city tour with a new city finally coming to the game. We have another tour that feels like it was kind of thrown together with things they already have at their disposal. Keep in mind the Baby Ross tour and the Hammer Bro tour were found to be coded as emergency tours in the code of the game by the data miners. So it's great that they actually had the foresight to plan in case they need something to release in the time of an emergency or when they can't work. And now what's going on, as we all know, is a global pandemic, and it's no joke because these companies maybe can't get all together to work together. Now, they can work remotely from home, but a lot of the graphic people especially are going to need the gear they have at their office, for example. They might have big digital tablets and they can't keep up with the same amount of output they're used to. And even me, I've seen some of these tour reveals and I've been like, oh, this is the worst tour ever. And I appreciate those who have commented and folks I know who have said, well, hold up, you got to cut them some slack because they're doing the best they can. It's not their responsibility to put their own safety at risk so that we Mario Kart gamers can be happy with whatever characters or tracks they're doing. What I want to do today is give the devs some love because this game is amazing. I have loved it since day one, and there's so many things I just want to shout out about what I appreciate that these developers have put into this game. And if we need to give them more time to get a plan in action, now it seems like Yoshi Tour had the Easter spotlights. This Trick Tour, while it seems coupled together, on the other hand, they are tying it with the Super Mario Maker 2 with a reskin that seems like it wasn't thrown together at the last minute. These last two tours, Yoshi and Trick, might be some kind of hybrid of like putting things together, doing a little work now that people are able to kind of put a plan together for how to work in these companies during this time. And I'm hoping we'll segue into more great content through the year. But I just got to give the devs some right now. We got to get real about this. There's so much I appreciate about this game and what the developers have done. And I just want to give them the proper credit. Yes, it's a gacha game. Yes, there are pay-to-win elements. Yes, it got terrible reviews at first. And once you realize this whole game is this endless cycle of get rubies, get coins, get characters, to get rubies, to get coins, to get characters, to get rubies. you start to lose your mind and realize there's no end, and it's a total addiction. They've somehow found a way to tap into like the whatever, I don't play Candy Crush, but whatever addicts people to that kind of game. We are addicted to Mario Kart Tour. I've played it every day since launch, but I would say the main part of that to me is my love for Mario Kart and these games, and to have a mobile version of Mario Kart that defied all of my skepticism about how this would go. Playing a vertical Mario Kart game, having an auto drive Mario Kart game, I didn't think any of those things would work, and not only did they make it work with a complex point system that's really fun to work with, but they made the gameplay amazing. It's so fun to play. If you play Mario Kart and you've crossed that learning curve, you know how good the controls are in this game compared to what we maybe thought it could have been. Drawing on the history of Mario Kart, bringing back retro tracks as the main thing of this game, getting to race on these tracks we've always loved, and getting to race them in reverse. That's something I've always wanted to do. I remember as a kid, I would race reverse on Koopa Beach just to see what that would be like because I love the track so much. And Lakitu would be there the whole time saying, wrong way, wrong way. Now it's part of the game, not just reverse versions of these courses, but trick versions where we get to have new spins on the courses, and for these cities having alternate routes through the cities like they did in the Mario Kart arcade games. Past Mario Kart drivers and karts from Double Dash, karts from DS and Mario Kart Wii, characters all from the Mario universe, so they haven't caved to putting in like Link or Animal Crossing characters, which I like. I want Mario Kart to be in the Mario universe. It's all fine if they end up going that route with the next Mario Kart 9. It might be inevitable at some point it will become like Smash. But right now we have more racers than we've ever had in a Mario Kart game, so think about that for a second. Yes, a lot of them are reskins, but some of the reskins are cool. They've given us reskins that no one ever even thought that we would want. We never knew how much we wanted Halloween Rosalina with her cool witch outfit, or Chef Shy Guy, or Ice Mario, or Black Yoshi now. Then you have references to actual games like the free-running Koopas from Mario Odyssey. If you've played Mario Odyssey, you know how tough those little free-running Koopa challenges are, and it's really specific and random that they're in this game. I love it. Japanese versions of Peach and Mario, Japanese karts and gliders. I love when Japanese game companies pay homage to the culture of Japan through these kinds of little Easter eggs and skins and items. The visual details and style of this game. You know, recently with things like Breath of the Wild or even Animal Crossing, we've come to a point now where you can do hyper-realistic graphics. But what's more interesting is combining hyper-realistic textures and elements with an overall really clean and cute style. This game does it perfectly. You have a beautiful cloudy photorealistic sky on Koopa Beach or Daisy Hills, and then the rocks are made out of awesome soft geometric shapes that are way more stylized. It's a really great hybrid compared to like the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which was so photorealistic again. In this mobile game, you have a really sophisticated graphic style that I just totally love. I think it's a great default style for Mario Kart. Even the critics who panned this game right when it came out, they all admitted this game looks much more beautiful than we ever thought it would look. Sometimes I go in slow motion just to see what it looks like for an item block to break open, or for a jump boost to enact, or to get hit by something and all these three-dimensional stars pop out of your body. These little things we hardly notice are really fun to see in the closing race camera toy you can play with. The characters and all their trick animations, the way their eyes look at each other when someone's driving by, the opening banners at the starting line, I love how they're in different styles based on the location of the track, the three-dimensional lightning bolt, the way Santa Mario's hat or Witch Rosalina's hat or Peach's hair flaps as they race, just the way they've rendered some of these characters. I got lost down a whole rabbit hole of just appreciating Morton's underarm musculature. Very weird, but I'm sorry, it's just really well done. Every kart has its own interior details, complete with pedals and even in some cases, custom floorboard. If you look into your karts at the end of the race, you can actually see that they took time to design these things. There's little lemon petals in the T-Coupe. They didn't have to do all these little things. That's the thing. They could have just had the drivers be pretty static with their expressions, but they put all this extra effort in. You know, it was like a year and a half plus from when they announced Mario Kart Tour to when it came out. It was delayed multiple times, and I really appreciate all the time they took in designing it this way. And have you ever noticed when you click on a kart or glider that these things are actually items in an actual garage? The common and super and high-end gliders are all set in 3 different garages. One's like a bare bones garage, one's kind of a nicer one, and then one's a high-end garage. Look how the little details they added in here. the graphic design in general. This team not only puts so much work into unique key art images throughout each tour, showing the new spotlights, showing the locales, but the graphic design in-game as well, for the garages, for example, or these renderings of red pit crew toads with their coin trucks. I love these. The badges, yes, there could be a lot more badges. I would love a badge for every tour, for example, but I love how a lot of the badges pay homage to the original Mario Kart illustration style we have right here from the Super NES era. Not to mention some of them have little Easter eggs about other courses like Mount Wario. The sounds in the game are awesome. If you ever play with headphones, appreciating the music is incredibly done. Remastered, in some cases re-recorded, I think, versions of classic tracks. But even if you turn music off in the settings and you just listen to the soundscape of all the racers, all the sound effects, there is so much going on at once sonically. It's pretty amazing. When you drive over different sections of different flooring, the sound of your wheels change. Every kart has its own unique engine sound. That alone is a crazy amount of care toward these details. But just in general, the gameplay, the challenges that they throw in as an homage to the mission mode from Mario Kart DS. These are really easy, but they help newcomers to the game get the stars they need. And they're fun little twists. I would love to see them explore the challenges even more, and it's so cool they have them in here. But a vertical auto drive 3-item Mario Kart game that is point-based, not only level-based, ticketing things up to new levels, which is really fun to strategize and plot. It's really a whole economy inside this game, but it's point-based. Mario Kart, the whole franchise, one of the best racing franchises ever, one of my favorites. It's always been based on just getting in first and doing it with style. Now, it's not just that, but there are points involved for everything you do. The very idea of the frenzy. This is the big one. I would love to have been there in the meeting when someone came up with this idea. Forever, we've had the one item and then the one backup item, and that seemed great, and it still is, and I will always be down to play Mario Kart that way. A lot of people feel like it's a lot easier on multiplayer to play it that way. But this idea of 3 items at once, that triggers this slot machine bonanza where you go crazy with invincibility and using that item as many times as you can. This is sheer genius. It's not just fun to get, addictive to get, visually cool, but I just gotta be straight up, I don't know if there's ever any going back. It's a point of no return for Mario Kart to me. I cannot see them making a Mario Kart 9 that does not have points as part of it, and most importantly, a frenzy. It's too good. Of course, hopefully they'll always keep these as options, right? But I just think that as a way to evolve the game, this is a really fun addition they've added to make Mario Kart even crazier than it already was. But the frenzy is a game changer, and it's one of the many reasons I love this game so much. I've been playing it every day since launch. I never thought. I had so much anticipation for this game and so much skepticism about it coming out as well, and I never thought I would love it this much. I know you all agree, and I want to give the devs some for this. And I'm going to throw it down one step further and say this. Everyone on Reddit and these message boards and YouTube gives the devs a hard time for slacking off, for doing lazy things. And I've had my share of frustrations as well, right? But I've always tried to have trust in the long-term life of the game and the things they have planned and how much work and detail they put into this game that is to be appreciated every time you play. And I would love to talk one-on-one with someone from DNA or Nintendo about making Mario Kart Tour. Maybe it's a developer who's currently working on the game. I know you can't talk about these things, but if there's anyone out there listening who worked on the game or is working on it now, come on to Kart Life. Let's have a one-on-one chat. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I won't call you lazy. I won't ask any tough questions. I just want to talk about the making of this game, the thought process behind the teams that design the characters, that design the tracks, that design all the key art and graphic design. It's a total mystery, and we're always wondering what they're doing. Come on to Kart Life. Let me do a one-on-one chat with you for all the fans of Mario Kart Tour. It would be so fun. Give the fans some extra insight into how this game is made and what y'all think about. So comment below if you want that to happen. Subscribe below if you can. Check my friend code at the end of this video, and let's give it up for the devs. Comment if you agree. Like this video. Share it with a Mario Kart friend. And I will see you for the trick tour and maybe some 50-item pipe pulls beforehand, maybe some Maker Mario pulls right afterwards. We shall see. It's going to be a fun one. Enjoy, stay safe, stay home, and be good to each other, y'all. Take care. Bye.